Today I received a copy of a film called Godless, the Eastfield Exorcism. Now this is a film which was very unconventional to say the least, because this is not your typical Exorcist film that you would normally see in the cinemas or on demand or digitally, because this film does not rely on jump scares or scary moments, but its focus is the grim reality of exorcisms which many communities conduct. Rather than seeing a movie with supernatural elements, this film is set in 1994 and set in a small town. You got a married couple, Ron and Laura, and they're played by Georgia Ayers and Dan Ewing. And Ron is trying to grapple with Laura's troubling delusions and peculiar behaviors. And instead of getting medical treatment and advice, he turns to the community for a spiritual intervention. And this leads to a harrowing exorcism by an unsanctioned priest. And Tim Pocock is playing the role of Daniel, who is the unsanctioned priest, which, you know, is one of the best performances that I've seen of an unhinged priest. This is more of a social commentary of a firm stance against these unconventional exorcisms. It's a bold move that positions the film as a commentary on the horrors of humanity rather than a supernatural element. The movie is based on the true crime story connected to Laura and Ron's fictional story, and based on a real tragedy of Joanne, and they suffered a torturous death by exorcism back in 1993. This is like a historical link that adds a layer of depth and horror to the story, you know, forcing most audiences and myself to confront the reality of most exorcisms as more than just entertainment. The way Nick Kazakis, who's the director, approached the subject matter was very unsettling and intentionally discomforting as well. For me personally, when watching this movie, it condemned the idea of exorcism as a horror entertainment and sheds light on the consequences of unchecked fanaticism. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes, for many people, it may not be the film for you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't rely on high-end CGI or massive set pieces. It's a grounded, gritty, realistic story based on a real-life event, and tries to show you the reality of unchecked exorcisms which ruin societies and communities. This is a realistic portrayal of religious extremism and explores the intersection between faith and mental illness. Like I said before, it may not appeal to those who are interested in the typical supernatural horror elements, but more targeted at those who prefer nuanced character studies. This is a film which I highly recommend. If you want to watch it, it's available on Tubi TV, and if you want as well, you can grab yourself a copy from the website Umbrella Entertainment, who will in fact send you a Blu-ray DVD, which I highly recommend. And I also believe there is my interview with the cast and the director on this Blu-ray copy as well. I need to double check that, but I got the screener link, which I really enjoyed. I'm going to double check this, and I'm going to see if my interview's on there, but I really hope it is. If it is, hey, check it out. Have you seen Godless, the Eastfield Exorcism? What did you think? And are you looking forward to watching it if you haven't?